The last speaker for today is Barkha Subba, PhD scholar at ATREE.
Good afternoon. I'll be talking about mapping species distribution under climate change, which is a sizzlingly hot topic. Rising global temperature is a threat to the Earth's biodiversity, and to conserve the threatened plants and animals, we first need to know where they are, where they possibly can be, or will they even make it to the future, say 50, 70, or 100 years from now. Speaking of sizzlingly hot, the Tibetan Plateau, also known as the rooftop of the world, and its surrounding mountain ranges, has warmed at twice the rate of the northern hemisphere. This is where our study is based. This warming has threatened many endemic species in this region, including the Himalayan amphibians. Amphibians are very sensitive to the changing environmental conditions. They are often called canaries in a coal mine. We mapped 4 species of Himalayan amphibians found in the alpine streams and the cold desert lakes of the eastern Himalaya. This is the range map for each of the 4 species, and this map shows the occurrence points we used to develop the distribution model for current and future scenario, and this is what we found. As you can see here, the species range is actually expanding, so there seems to be no problem. The range is expanding, frogs are loving the warming temperature and moving north. But wait a minute, the main assumption behind species distribution modeling is species will react immediately to the changing environmental conditions, which is not true. What about the species migration and colonization rate? That is, how far a species can travel within a given period of time. Especially these Himalayan frogs, whose rate of movement is very, very slow. They are commonly called the lazy toads. For example, this one, Scutisa bullingeri, is Bullinger's lazy toad, Scutisa tuberculatus, lazy bumpy toad, and so on. To account for this, we remodeled the distribution map by integrating rate of migration into it, and this is what we found. As you can see, less than 1% of the area predicted by the species distribution model is actually covered by the species under climate change. And even then, they might not be able to reach these places because of the presence of human habitation or other natural barriers. So the future of these frogs looks bleak under climate change. The need of the hour is development and implementation of monitoring programs for these climatically vulnerable species before they vanish from the face of the earth, because every species matters.